Baby shark.
Ah! In case you're wondering.
Hey guys, I'm Chris.
I'm Vicky.
And I'm Amber.
Hi.
Hey, good to see you guys. Hey, we are, in case you were wondering, and today we are deciding to go react to the trailer for a show coming up that we're actually really excited about, which is Agatha All Along. And you might be familiar with the character Agatha Harkness.
From WandaVision.
From WandaVision.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, is that as a character, I didn't know who Agatha Harkness was. And yet I think she kind of stole the show a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, almost literally stole the show.
Yeah.
In WandaVision. What did you guys think of her introduction and her involvement in WandaVision?
I really thought that, I liked her character, how it was, Wanda's best friend, the cookie neighbor next door, and then kind of that change at the end where she's like, I'm a witch, same as you, and she actually wanted to, kind of recruit Wanda at the beginning.
When she found out,
that she was a witch,
similar.
too.
Yeah. We really find that Agatha had been pulling the strings and that she had been the great manipulator. I'm really excited, first and foremost, to kind of see where this trailer takes the story and this character that we've been introduced to and how they kind of build upon that. Amber, what are you looking forward to, or what are you thinking about this?
I kind of want to see, what they actually explain, because it seems like it's going through the beginning of WandaVision, so it's what happened before that whole mini-series even started. So it's I just hope that we kind of get more of a backstory of how did she become a witch? Where she was one of the originals, how we were thinking in WandaVision she was, if that made sense. Or if she's kind of how the Scarlet Witch was, exactly. So it's kind of I'm thinking, are they going to explain her experience of being a witch before the case?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still a lot that I'm not really sure about, and we're going to find out about who Agatha Harkness is. I'm certain, though, that it's going to build on what happened in WandaVision. I feel like before we go much further, probably would be helpful for us to go ahead and watch the trailer.
Yeah.
And that way we can go ahead and react to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started on that right now. Let's go.
Another beautiful day.
Surprised to see you out here, Detective. Jane Doe. Found her down here by the water.
Cause?
Blunt force trauma.
What happened to you? I have a lead in the case.
An episode of CSI.
But I can't shake this feeling I'm seeing it wrong.
Wanda.
Is this really how you see yourself?
That witch is gone, leaving you trapped in her distorted spell. Claw your way out.
Alright, so Aubrey Plaza. Oh, black and white.
I miss the glory days. She took every bit of power I had. But I can be that witch again.
So she doesn't have her power.
Well, the gang's all here. Let's hit the road.
Oh, okay, Joe
Locke.
I'm gonna walk the witch's road. The road is a death wish. Join me.
What witch in her right mind would join Agatha Harkness's coven?
Not looking for right-minded witches, as it happens.
Sweetheart, you okay?
Oh my Where's she going?
Okay, so I think there were already a couple of things that we saw in the trailer that stood out. Amber, I heard you talk about, there was one person that popped up here in the trailer that you got excited about.
Yeah, Joe Locke, he's in one series on Netflix. Heartstopper.
Yeah.
And I know that he did Sweeney Todd, the musical, like early this year or a little bit last year. So it's really cool to see him in this series because I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. I kind of like when I see people who act in one show or movie and then they show up in another one. This is definitely completely different than what he had done or what he's doing in Heartstopper. He's actually playing the character Wiccan.
Yeah.
Now we know that in WandaVision, Wanda and Vision have two children, right? Speed and Wiccan, but we really only see them as children. This is now at least a teenage version of Wiccan. My big question in all of this is,
what is he
how?
doing with Agatha?
What is he doing with Agatha? How does he exist at all?
Where's his brother?
Or what if Agatha's doing something similar like what Wanda did? Because if we're thinking this correctly, because of her not having her powers anymore, supposedly, maybe that's like the only way she could get them back. Maybe she's trying to like retrace her steps, and then she kind of meets Wiccan in that universe.
It's possible.
So, I don't know.
I
Maybe
think
she's trapped still in Wanda's powers.
it does seem like, number one, that it wasn't until Wanda officially dies, or when she kills herself at the end of Multiverse of Madness, that she's finally able to break free of Wanda's control. And I think that a lot of the scenes that we had seen there, that was part of her breaking out. I am curious though, because Wiccan is supposed to be a creation of Wanda's. The fact that he's alive, we have to think about, is this something that Agatha creates? Did Agatha take a person who already existed, have him play the child of Wanda? We know that like Quicksilver had been played by an actor, right? Who kind of stepped in, taking on that role. So I'm really curious to find out exactly how Joe Locke plays on this character of Wiccan. Is he really Wanda's son, or is this just another illusion?
Or another universe, because it is when Wanda was in, like, she's dead, supposedly. So it could be a different universe entirely.
It's just crazy, because even with the Darkhold, Wanda wasn't able to bring her kids back.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm really curious. About how that's going to work. The other character that I got really excited about, for me personally, was Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza, pretty familiar face. She worked alongside Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec. That's sort of where she got to cut her teeth on that show. I will say I'm far more familiar with her, though. She played the character of the Shadow King in Legion, which I found her acting to be just absolutely brilliant. She took a very difficult character and she brought it to life. And so I expect that quirky weirdness to come out here too. So I'm excited about both Joe Locke and I'm excited about Aubrey Plaza. Let's talk about like things that are happening in the trailer that you noticed that you're excited about, or some things that you saw that you're excited about.
We're seeing just like maybe Agatha's backstory a little bit. Maybe she was a detective. Maybe this is like what Wanda wanted her to be, or something like that.
It's possible. I think we know from WandaVision, however, that Agatha is a lot older than we realize, right? She's centuries old.
So this is where we kind of discover, is this where Wanda put her brain? Like, did she just change her to feel normal? Like, did she wipe away her memories of being like this old witch? Or is this just how she was able to blend into the world after what happens in WandaVision?
Remember that at the end of WandaVision, she lets the whole town go.
Yeah.
She lets them all go, and at the same time she lets go of Vision, and she lets go of her kids. She realizes that she couldn't hold on to everybody.
Yeah.
However, she left something for Agatha. She left Agatha trapped, essentially. And so I feel that's what we see is Agatha being still trapped in Wanda's illusion. I watched it, and to me, it was almost like Agatha was on some type of CSI show.
Yeah.
And even the cut to the horror movie where she does that ridiculous bridge up and then starts like walking backwards toward them on her arm. I felt like even that was a play on a movie.
Yeah.
Right? And so...
Well, they kind of did like the... I saw a lot of shots that were kind of like related to E.T., to like other movies that are based by witches and Bewitched. Like the nose, shaking of the nose.
So you kind of get the idea that she's going to have to go through all of these different shows and movies.
Like how Wanda did.
Yes, in order to get her freedom. What did you think, Amber, about her powers?
Like, I'm kind of doing more of like a, okay, so we see that she doesn't have her powers. And that I'm kind of thinking that what we were thinking of, that she probably has to go through these popular TV shows to kind of find a way to get them back. But then when she does, she probably thinks something, either Wanda is actually alive or somewhat like what we think.
Yeah.
Or something completely different, that when she finally gets out and has her powers, people are probably already waiting for her.
Yeah.
You know, and taking her back. So it's kind of, it's complicated. We don't know.
Yeah. So there was that comment that one of the other witches, I'm guessing they were a witch, had said, who would want to join a coven with Agatha Harkness? And if you remember from WandaVision, Agatha had killed the other witches in her coven. She had essentially drained all of their life energy into herself.
Oh,
to make
that's
herself
true.
more powerful. There was a scene where Agatha was in the middle, and everybody was, it was like she was draining her power, or draining power from the four of them that were around her.
Yeah.
And I have to wonder if she's going to try to recreate that. What gave her her abilities before, she's going to try to go and do that again. I also kind of wonder if maybe these other witches, the difference being that they're aware that they're going to try to give her powers back.
Yeah.
I'm curious, because I know what happened to the original witches that gave up their powers. They all died. I think this one might be different, but
Or,
Agatha's... Yeah, go ahead.
What if, like, if she tries to recreate it and then she kind of, like, you know how you remember, like, a memory that you messed up on?
Yeah.
What if she went to give it the magic back and that's how she gets it back?
Maybe.
So they may do, like, reverse kind of thing, but that's the thing. We don't totally know what to expect because of the fact of it's another mini-series connected to another one that's related to the same thing.
Right.
So it kind of just depends on what they're going to go with this year, next year.
I think I'm really curious to find out if Agatha has changed at all because of her experience.
Is this going to be where she kind of turns to the good side, or is this where she stays bad?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if her experience essentially in Wanda's magic prison, her illusion, if that changed her at all, or if it's only made her far more bitter and wanting some kind of revenge. I really don't know. But I will say I'm really excited. I'm curious because I loved WandaVision so much. I love that we're getting this spin-off continuation of that story.
definitely. It was Agatha all along.
Yeah, we needed
that
the
was
cue of the
definitely.
monsters.
I know that was definitely an earworm for a little bit,
Yeah.
and I really loved that surprise. That I had wondered a little bit about her character, but I think that we assumed that Wanda was in charge of everything. The idea that Agatha was really the one behind the scenes, pulling all the strings. That was a big surprise.
It kind of made sense because whenever, like, when we found out that, like, she was kind of in the, not the forefront, but she was, like, right behind Wanda the whole time, so she knew exactly what was happening.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of cool how she's kind of like the director doing all the cuts.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
It kind of reminds me of that, the show the movie, Glick by,
oh, do you mean,
Jim Carrey, where he's, or am I talking about the wrong word?
because
So
Glick
Glick,
was
Adam
Adam
Sandler.
Sandler. Yeah.
Adam
It was
Sandler,
Adam
and then-
Sandler or it was,
And then also the one by Jim Carrey, the one, what is it called?
it's another one that had a similar kind of thing.
Yeah, where he grows up in a TV simulation.
Okay.
Oh, do you mean, I know what you're talking about. It's like something show.
Oh, The Truman Show.
Yeah, I was like something show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was about to be like, I'll put it here.
I like that you brought up the Truman Show because there was that sense of
Him being watched.
him being watched and everybody he cared about being actors playing parts.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
And that their director had control over it, even though he never knew.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to get excited about.
Mhm.
How about you guys?
Yeah.
Are you excited for Agatha All Along? Is this something you're looking forward to? What are you hoping for to come here out of the show here on Disney Plus? We want to know. Hey, if you've watched this far and you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more content, and let us what you think right there in the comments. And I think that's time.
Yeah.
As always, I'm Chris.
I'm Vicky.
And I'm Aber, and thank you for the almost
89 subscribers. We're
Yeah.
one little subscriber away from 90, and hey, we're gonna be at 100 before you know it. So that if you've already subscribed, thanks for watching, thanks for joining us, and if you haven't, hey, we'd love to have you with us.
Yeah.
All right, adios.
Bye.
bye. In case